Welcome to Racing to Win, with a huge Sunday coming up at Sha Tin. Whilst there's a 10-race program, the main focus is the second leg of the Hong Kong Speed Series.
Lucky Sweynesse is in front of California Spangle and Wellington. It's McDonald. He's the man for man front man. Lucky Sweynesse. California Spangle still leads. It is California Spangle in front though, and Hugh has stolen the Sha Tin trophy with California Spangle. Beauty Eternal run to the lead. It's going to be a Beauty Quinilla. It's Eternal in front. Beauty Eternal has beaten Beauty Joy and California Spangle.
There it is, comes up Sunday along with 9 other races. Coming up on the show today, Paul Lally and Tom Wooden. Tom, we've just seen the scene set there for the Queen's Silver Jubilee. A few questions to be answered this year. Lucky Sweynesse winning it last year, not at his best so far, and California Spangle's been going ordinary by his high standards.
Yeah, he's been going very ordinary. Mark, hello to you and hello everyone. Yes, Lucky Sweynesse, 3 from 3 course and distance. James McDonald, of course, on board this time round as well. He's 1 from 1 on the horse. And Beauty Eternal, we know he's got such a terrific record, 1,400 metres, which he has clearly shown as his best trip. Outside of that, the undercard's looking pretty good too.
It is indeed. We'll have a special guest coming up on the show shortly, also to talk more about that race, and plenty of special guests throughout the show too. Paul Lally joins us. Are there jackpots?
There are. There are 2 jackpots. 2.1 million going to the triple trio, so that should get up to the 4 million mark, and 900,000 also going into the 6-up win bonus, and that should get up to about the 4 million mark as well. So a couple of good ones there.
These are the meeting details for a 1 o'clock post time for the first of 10 races. Right there on Sunday, all on the turf and the rail in the C-course position. The race we focus on, it's the Queen's Silver Jubilee Cup special episode of Racing to Win at 4:05 local time. Have Lucky Sweynesse, as Tom said, unbeaten over the 1,400 metres. California Spangle has the cheek pieces off. Beauty Joy coming way back in trip, and Tony Cruz has taken the hood off. Lucky with Hughes Group 1 placed at his last 2 starts. Taj Dragon is a 5-time course and distance winner. Son Pak Fu, first look at 1,400 metres for him. And then Galaxy Patch, 7-day backup. Blinkers off, he steps up from the 1,000 to the 1,400 metres. We'll hear from Karis Teetan very, very shortly. But looks as though California Spangle, they'll try him in front again, Tom.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what they like to do with him, Mark, and he should be able to find the front easy. The one you'd say that would come across from his draw in this race is Healthy Happy. He dropped right out of it last time out, but you'd expect him to probably sit up outside the leader. Beauty Eternal and Red Line to not be far away. Son Pak Fu this time round, Paul, might not be as far back as he was over 1,200 metres here 2 runs ago.
Yeah, from over the 14, and Lucky Sweynesse from barrier 8 might just have to try and tuck in behind him. Now those 2 places can be reversed on just seeing how they jump, but Lucky Sweynesse didn't jump that well last time, and we know he can be a little bit iffy away, so I think it's safer to say he'll be behind Son Pak Fu.
Just before we are joined by our first guest on the show, Tom, we're going back to look at the previous winners of the race. This is a good horses race, isn't it?
Always has been, Mark. Lucky Sweynesse last year, of course, on board for that was James McDonald. Wellington the year before. Waikuku's been able to win this race, of course, Beauty Generation, but some great horses have won this, Paul. Able Friend going back down through the years as well.
Yeah, it's a good, and it's one of those races, you know, over the 1,400 metres, you've got the sprinters and the milers, and they can sort of meet in between.
As promised, joined now by our special guest on the show and rider of Galaxy Patch in the Queen's Silver Jubilee, Karis Teetan. Thanks for joining us on Racing to Win.
Hi, Mark. Thank you very much.
You wouldn't have ridden too many Group 1 races where a horse has had a lead-up race 7 days prior, would you?
Yeah, it's interesting, but I'm just looking forward to riding him in this race.
You go from the 1,000 metres last week. Were you happy with his run down the straight 7 days ago?
Yeah, I think, you know, the idea behind running him 1,000, I think Pierre just wanted to get him a run under his belt before this race, because he's stepping up over 1,400, just sort of to get a bit of sting out of his body, because he's got a lot of energy, this horse, and I think he was just scared that he goes into the race and over race and you know, just too much energy. So I think that was the ideal of it. but I think he's going to be ready for the race on Sunday.
Are you a lot more confident going into a race over 1400 with him than you were in a race over the 1000 metres?
Yes, of course. Now the blinkers also will come off him over the 1400 meter. Last time in the race, the good thing about him, he really jumped out well over 1000 meter, and he tripped up nicely. And when he got the split, he really quickened up to hit the line pretty strongly. So I would think the horse would get a bit of confidence with this run, and I think with the blinkers coming off of 1400, if he gets a right run, I know his draw is he got an outside gate, but if he gets a nice run, he will finish off strongly.
He's the baby of the field, Karis. He's only had the 7 starts, taking on some seasoned Group 1 campaigners. In your eyes, is he ready to really push them at this stage of his career?
Yeah, it's going to be a really tough task. You have a field with full of Hong Kong's best horses running, and he's only an up and coming youngsters. He's shown us a lot. He's promising us a lot, but this is the race going to be really tough for him. But like I said, it's not going to be easy. We would want him to run really well, and we would want him to finish strongly so he can promise us a bigger thing in the future.
California Spangle likely to lead the race. It's a good time to be taking him on. Do you expect, though, that there could be enough pace to help you with Healthy Happy even working up outside of California Spangle?
Yeah, you would want a two-run 1400 meter race. You wouldn't want to let Spangle to have his own way up front, because he could be really dangerous if he's been left alone. So, like you mentioned, a horse like Healthy Happy, if he breaks well and he's sort of pushed forward, and maybe a couple of others that's trying to hold a handy position, that could make a fast run race. So I'm really hoping that it's going to be a 2-run race, and every horse gets their chance.
On your own form, Karis, you've hit the half-century of winners now for the season. Things going along extremely well for you. A lot of placings also. The body's all fit and healthy. Of course, last season was somewhat stagnated with some injury and a few other health issues, but you seem fit and well this year.
Yeah, of course, last season has been put behind. I sort of had work on from there, and just look forward to get back into racing. And this season has started well. I appreciate all the support from all the trainers and the owners and the fans. It's been going well. Like you said, I've hit a nice number of winners and a lot of places. I'm just hoping, sort of going towards the end of this season can finish strongly. It would be nice.
Karis, it's time to brace yourself, because Paul and Tom are here to interrogate you about your rides on Sunday.
G'day, Karis. Just a question on Silver Destiny for Dennis Yip. Race number 4, you are on Silver Destiny. Just had the 2 starts, steps up to 1400 metres. How do you think he is at this stage of his career?
Yeah, hi, Paul. I think he's a lovely horse. I think stepping up over 1400 will suit him. His 2-run was good run. I believe last time he really ran well. He came from way off them. But he's looking for the extra bit of ground.
Karis, the last race you've got a Luminous for Frankie Law. Doesn't look like a big horse. Of course, he was pretty impressive when winning on debut. But what was your overall thoughts on his last run from a widest draw?
Yeah, his first one was a really good win. He's got a, like you say, he's not a big horse. He's a small horse, but he's got a really good turn of foot. Last time, the draw, the big excuse was the draw sort of was not helpful to him. So, we sort of learned a lot from the last run, and look forward to taking back to races again this time.
Outside of the feature race, Karis, who would you rate as probably one of your best chances on Sunday?
I think the horse Paul mentioned. I think he'll be the one that stand out. I think the best pitch. With the lightweight, he's always run well. I think my rides are pretty open, so going to races with the open book and hoping to run a winner.
Karis, you're always very generous with your time, beat here on Racing to Win or at Track Work Morning. We do appreciate it again here on the show today, and the very best of luck on Sunday out there at Sha Tin.
Thank you very much.
And thanks once again to Karis for his time. Boys, we move on to the Centenary Sprint Cup. And Tom, this over 1,200 metres. We've got Lucky With You running second in this race. Sonpak Fu fourth, Lucky Sweynesse sixth, and Taj Dragon finishes seventh.
Yeah, well, this race was all pace dominated right from the get-go, with Victor the winner ultimately finding the front and dictating from there. Thought it was still a really good run from Lucky Sweynesse, but just the way he's been beginning, Paul, you'd think up to the 1,400 metres is really going to suit him with his gate speed. He's unbeaten course and distance, and the other one that's not without a chance in a race like this would have to be as well Lucky With You. And Sonpak Fu, this was the race as well. Jerry, I thought, just missed the boat a little bit down the side.
Yeah, look, he as you say, it was totally dominated from the front here. So Lucky Sweynesse still put in those good sectionals, 1,400 metres free from three. So look, I think he can bounce back in this. Lucky With You is going really well. Now, his 1,400 metre stats don't look as good. I mean, he's only been placed once, but that was a second, so he is more than capable, is Lucky With You. And he's been going really well this season. Look, I'm not going to totally write off Taj Dragon as well. He's been sort of the new kid on the block that's coming through, but every task that's asked of him so far, except for this, obviously, which didn't suit him at all when he ran seventh, he's actually he's accomplished.
And ultimately, I think 1,200 is short of his best, really. You look at his form, and this is definitely his go. 5 wins from 9 starts. He was a little bit slow away, so he was on the back foot last time out. So he's definitely top 3 material for me in this race is Taj Dragon, the way he's going up to 1,400 metres here too.
Looking at those times, Tom, he's actually broken 22, Lucky Sweynesse, for his last section. Yeah,
so the run and defeat's been massive considering how it was run off the front with Victor the winner. Of course, he's heading across to Japan now and trialled impressively during the week. So a lot to like about the way Lucky Sweynesse found the line last start.
Here's his trial, Paul. This is on the all-weather. The horse in front is Solar Up. He's raced since, but he was pushed out, whereas Lucky Sweynesse was under a good hold down the straight.
Total, this is the maintenance trial, isn't it? And he did exactly what I'm sure the connections wanted him to do. They'll be more than happy with this. He hit the line strongly. And just the way he's been racing, just the 1,400 metres just looks ideal for him at this stage.
He did have the head on the side a couple of times in that trial. Obviously, he pulled up lame a couple of runs ago, or last time out, he's pulled up with blood in the trachea. So whether there's just a few things going on in the background that we're not totally informed about, I'm not sure.
All right, well, he needs no introduction, Tom, but we're going to spin in some details on him anyway. The world's best sprinter, a cool 70 million plus in prize money.
You'd like to read that in your bank account, wouldn't you, for Lucky Sweynesse? He's got that international rating there as well of 132 domestically anyway, and 15 wins for them at Group 1 level. Loves course and distance. James McDonald partnered him to a victory in this race last year, Paul, and he's back aboard here.
Yeah, he knows the horse well. He has won on him in the past, so no problems with that. That's good.
And that is the first part of the preview for the Queen's Silver Jubilee on Racing to Win. On the way to the break, former Hong Kong girl now doing great things with FanDuel TV in North America is Andie Biancone, and sent us a little bit about her thoughts on the Queen's Silver Jubilee.
This weekend in Sha Tin, we're looking ahead towards the Grade 1 $13 million Queen Silver Jubilee Cup. My top pick is going to be Lucky With You. I love this horse's rallying second place effort from midfield in the Centenary Sprint Cup. Now he's getting an extra 200 meters of distance to work with and could potentially get a perfect setup. You know California Spangle is going to go straight to the lead, and Beauty Eternal could possibly be pressing, so hopefully Lucky With You could sit a box seat trip, be forwardly placed, and rally home to victory. I think he's a serious contender. He's a multiple Group 1 place getter, a horse who's been on the improve, and I think is a live shot this weekend.
Welcome back to Racing to Win. We're pausing the Queen's Silver Jubilee preview just for a moment, but it's for something very, very important, Paul. It's the last run reminder, and this week he's a star.
He is, and he's part of a club as well, Star Club. Race 5, number 1. Now, this horse, you can have a look there. He's highlighted right through the middle there. They didn't go overly quick in this particular race. He sort of weaved his way through. Didn't get the clearest of runs. And once he got into the clear, he really caught the eye, finishing off really strongly in this race. So, look, I think from barrier number, a good barrier draw, he's going to hit the line really strongly once again. And look, another 100 metres, he would have won this race. So a really catching run from him.
Race 5, number 1, and he's going to be ridden by Zac Purton, who's about to join us right now. Tom spoke to Zac and started by asking him to reflect on the horse's last run, Beauty Eternal.
Zac, Beauty Eternal going into the Queen's Silver Jubilee Cup at the weekend, of course beaten by Voyage Bubble last time out, but what was your overall assessment of his run in the mile last time out?
Very good. Voyage Bubble's obviously an emerging horse here in Hong Kong, and it was no disgrace to run second to him. We know the mile is on the outer limits of his capabilities, and he was up for the fight and for as long as he could, and then you know, just the class difference probably told in the end.
A couple of trials recently, have you been happy with those?
Yeah, he doesn't do anything flash on the all-weather. He just gets out there and it's just ticking him over. As long as his action's good and he pulls up well, which has been the case.
What about back to 1400 metres this week? That's clearly been one of his pet distances. Do you believe that is where he is best effective at, 1400?
Yeah, I think so. So this is his chance. He's drawn a reasonable gate, so hopefully he just gets the right run, and you know, it's not going to be easy going up against Lucky Sweynesse. So he's going to have to be at his very best to be competitive there, but he gets his chance.
You're always well versed on all of the runners that you're competing against, but you do know Lucky Sweynesse particularly well, a horse you've always spoken highly of. Firstly, what do you think ultimately led Connections to having a change this time round?
Yeah, I don't know, you'd have to ask them that. Apparently I'm unlucky on the horse.
The tempo of the race ultimately played out against him last time out, but it was still a massive run on what he was able to produce the last 400 metres. Yeah,
it was. Listen, he's had a lot of racing in the last year, and sometimes he can be a bit slow out the gates, and when he's racing against 6 horses, it's not the biggest problem in the world, but when you've got 13 other horses and they all get in front of you and then they run outside of standard for the first and second sectionals, and you're stuck behind 8 horses, there's just nothing you can do in that scenario. So that was unfortunately the way it played out for him, and he'll be better placed here up in trip, which I think he's been looking for a while, and in a smaller field.
You've always made your affection known for the horse, and you're obviously not going to pot him talking to me now, but where do you feel he's at the moment? Because from an outsider looking in, he doesn't look quite like he's racing sort of up to maybe some of his figures from last season.
Listen, he's just taken a little bit of time to get back to where he needed to get to fitness-wise, and he's just lost a bit more of that gate speed. So he can't get into the positions that he was able to get into last season as comfortably, and because of that he's getting a bit further back in the field. But he's just felt like he's wanted further for quite some time now, and I think the step up in distance is going to be a huge asset for him.
Your horse Beauty Eternal facing him this week at 1400 metres. Do you think he's got the goods to beat him this week?
Listen, if you look at figures and ratings, Lucky Sweynesse has got him covered. So Beauty Eternal is going to have to find something, but he gets to his best distance and he gets his chance.
Zac talking Beauty Eternal there with Tom. We have to move on, Paul, straight to Red Lion. This is him winning Class 1 last time. He's going well, but is he the sort of horses up to Group 1 at this stage?
No, look, I don't think he is. He's drawn nicely, barrier 2. He should get a nice run just in behind the speed. So he's going to get all the opportunities, but I just, up against these horses, he's got a bit to find on ratings for sure.
Yeah, he does. He loves the course and distance. He's a 5-time winner course and distance, but at this stage, I think probably more sort of Group 3, Group 2 would suit him here. He beat Mugen this day, and those two absolutely streeted the rest of the field. So, look, I'd be surprised if he was running top 2, maybe even top 3.
Carries the same weights as horses like Lucky Sweynesse and California Spangle, all of them off 1, 2, 6. Lucky With You's had a really good season, Tom, those Group 1 placings at his last couple of starts, and Paul did mention Taj Dragon earlier. Yeah,
he's in career best form at the moment, Lucky With You. He ran an absolute bottler 2 runs ago behind Lucky Sweynesse in the international sprint, and then again last time out behind Victor, the winner in that pace-dominated race. I've only got him in for fourth this time because I think Taj Dragon is the better 1400 metre horse, Paul.
Yeah, on the paper it does look that way, and Taj Dragon did hit the line quite strongly. But lucky with you, he's just in a really good vein of form. So I think if he's going to produce the 1400, it'll be here. And he has run second in one start.
And Taj Dragon and Galaxy Patch trained by Pierre Rung. John Size had Red Lion in the race also, and Beauty Eternal here, Paul, and we've got a worm graph. It's like racing to win's going to the cricket.
Look, it's going to basically what this graph is showing is going to be a close finish coming up by the end of the season, because John Size has basically got the momentum.
Yeah, he certainly does. He's sort of going up at the moment. Pierre's sort of stagnated. The wins have really dried up in the last couple of months. Pierre's still got quite a few horses in a stable rated 52 at the moment, so we'll just have to see what they do when they're unleashed.
The late great cricket commentator Tony Griggett, love you for that. He was a worm graph aficionado. Tom, as we move on to California Spangle, where's he at? Because there is no way he's going as well as California Spangle has in the past.
He's racing at the moment like he's lost a leg, to be honest. Cheek pieces are off. Tony Cruz was looking for a jockey to commit with him for the season. Zac Purton wasn't that man. Hugh Bowman was. Matthew Chadwick's had a go. Christoph Soumillon's had a go. Hugh Bowman, I presume, has bailed ship here, Paul, which probably gives you an indication of where he might be at the moment.
He won fresh up and he just hasn't really gone on with it this season, has he? He's had 5 goes now. I don't know if 1400 metres is his go either.
He's been trialling well, but just hasn't been taking it to race day. This horse, Paul, went huge last time in the Group 1. He's been back to Happy Valley, a place he loves. He's just completely unknown over 1400 though. Yeah,
hasn't raced over 1400. He's drawn nicely in 4, so he might be a little bit closer in the run. But again, I just don't know if he's up to some of these lucky Sweynesse. He's still got to find on the ratings.
Yeah, pulled up with blood in the track here last time out. I worry about him at 1400 metres, and yeah, I think he's probably got a little bit to find here.
All right, we'll leave Son Pak Fu right there. Selections, Paul.
Going to go with Lucky Sweynesse to bounce back, unbeaten at the distance, 3 from 3 to beat Beauty Eternal. Should be a good run down the straight with those two. Then Lucky with You and Taj Dragon. 1-3-5-7.
Yeah, I think it's certainly a 1-3 Quinella here. Lucky Sweynesse on top ahead of Beauty Eternal. In for third is number 7, and that is Taj Dragon, and in for fourth, horse number 5, Lucky with You. So 1, 3, 7 and 5.
We have seen the preview for the Queen's Silver Jubilee, the Group 1 coming up at Sha Tin on Sunday. All other races previewed on the website hkjc.com. Click on audio and video. Not too much longer until the end of the show, Paul, so it's best bet time.
Going to save the best till last here. Race 10, number 13, down the bottom of the book here in Talent's Ambition. Only had the 1 start after 2 really strong wins at Tamworth. He's come here to Hong Kong, and I really like the way he finished off this race strongly. He's had a nice trial since, and he's hit the line well. This was his first run for a long time, and he's improved a lot since then, and I think he can win. So Talent's Ambition, hopefully we'll get a decent price about him. And the long shot we're going to make, race 2, number 1, the Great Master. He's gone over 100 to 1 in his 3 starts, but he's won 2 recent trials, and he's drawn the outside fence down the straight 1000. And the play of the day we're going to do in the QQP in the sprint, race 8, 4-8-13 in that race.
Best for me is a first starter, race 5, number 7, King Miles. He's on debut here for Francis Loy. Will need a little bit of luck from barrier 12, Jerry Chow rides, but he has been trialling well. Fashion Legend, we'll see him in a second. He's 0 from 5 so far, but he was back in the field here last time out. This was the gorgeous win race, but like the way he finished off over the concluding stages, and Harry Bentley is riding here for Casper Found, so we definitely think he's a chance in this race. He was nearly 100 to 1 last time out, but was finishing the race off well, so he's going around in race 3, number 5, Fashion Legend, and we'll go the play with Star Club, King Miles and Packing Prospect in race number 5.
CP Brave is unbeaten over the 1800 metres at Sha Tin in 2 runs this season. Ricky Yu trains, Harry Bentley rides him. He's had a quiet trial up at Cheong Fa since. He went to the line under a good hold in that. Forever Charm draws 14, so he's going to need luck. He's on the class drop. His trial since his last run was very, very good. Alexi Bedell rides him for Mark Newnham in the play in race 9. Super Sunny Singh back in form last time. Happy together, and CP Brave in a QQP. Checking the diary of what is upcoming, back to Happy Valley on Wednesday night, trackside live from 6:10, and Sha Tin Saturday meeting coming up with a trackside live from 12:30 kickoff. But on that page right there, Tom, it's all about a huge day on Sunday.
Yeah, and there's some really good races, Mark, on the undercards, so plenty to look forward to, Paul.
Yeah, a few really good up-and-coming horses. Looking forward to seeing horses like Patch of Theatre running around, and Aero Invincible.
Absolutely. That has been Racing to Win. We'll see you for a Group 1 Sunday at 1 o'clock.